Well, hello, folks. This is Nancy Ladd, and you've tuned in to Nancy's Place, heard on WERE 1300 AM, Cleveland, Ohio, and WALN 92.1 FM out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Stay tuned, folks. We have a very special guest in the studio, and we're going to spin the best in polkas and waltzes, so stay tuned.
Sunshine follows you. Everywhere you go, skies are always blue. Children love you, they seem to know. You bring roses out of the snow. The whole world says hello. Everywhere you go.
And now it's time for Nancy's Place.
That's right. We're here at Nancy's Place, and thank you for tuning in. We have a special guest in our studios. Today we started off our show with Everywhere You Go, the Mis-Tre Band, and we have one of the fellows that helped to make up the Mis-Tre Band. His name is Dave Wolnik. Hi, Dave.
Nancy, how are you? But it's time for a break. You know, drummers like a lot of breaks, and we just played one tune, so I'm ready for a break.
Well, you're talking on your break. Isn't that how they do
okay.
it? See, there you go. Well, it's great to have you here, Dave.
It's great to be here, and that brings back a lot of memories with Joey and the boys, Louis Trebar, Willie Straw, Cobal. You know, that was great.
How long did that band actually last?
9 years as a Mis-Tre Band. The first year was actually started out as the Joey Miskillen Orchestra, I guess, and then Trebar came aboard, and Buddy Kummel originally started on drums as they, you know, just to put a thing together, and then the Mis-Tre Band was formed. I would say 9 years from first to last.
And that was in the 80s, right?
During the 80s, and it originated at Joey's bar. They're on 200.
A lot of things originated there from what I hear.
You better believe it.
Well, we're going to play. I love a lot of the Mis-Tre Band music and a lot of the bands that you've played with, and we'll try to get a bunch of those in. You said, what, there were 82 of them?
81 of them, and I've had comments, I guess they didn't like you too much, but no, there's more to it than that. We'll talk just a little bit about that.
All right, well, let's play Bobby Timko and one called Uncle Nick's.
Place with a reminder that polkas are now on the internet. That's right, the happiest music on the planet is now worldwide. You can find Nancy's Place at www.polkas.com. Or for more information, write to Nancy's Place, P.O. Box 43313, Cleveland, Ohio 44143. Don't forget, that's Polkas on the internet, www.polkas.com.
We're back in the studios, and don't forget to check out Polkas.com because we have a lot of great artists. We just got Jack Taddy and the Taddy Bears. Actually, it's his Swingin' Laddies on many of the CDs that are available through Nancy's Place. And a lot of other recordings by your favorite artists are up at the Polka store at Nancy's Place, so stop on by. 156,000 people, can't be wrong. They love polka music, and they stopped by Polkas.com. So go on and stop on and be one of those many, many people. All right, well, that's a plug for Polkas.com. Hey, Dave, how long did you play with Bobby Timko?
Get ready for this. 9 years also. Actually, I believe it was 1970 at John and Joe's Tavern in Maple Heights on a Tuesday night where they had part Bohemian night, part Slovenian night with the roast duck and everything. And then that went on till about 1980. And we did one comeback job a year later for a wedding that Bobby had booked previously, so we did that, and then off to Florida it was. That was a fun band to be with.
I bet. I love that music. You know, Big Chuck and Houlihan, well, now it's Big Chuck and Little John.
You still hear it.
Oh, yeah, you do. That's a show that's heard in Cleveland, Ohio, local show that they play polka music, and they have the certain ethnic
guy
that does
great.
a lot of stuff.
For what is it now? 25 years we've been hearing Timko on that show, which is a great show to begin with. You know.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Well, what can you tell me about Bobby Timko? Any favorite memories from that period playing with?
He was a technician in everything. You know. Even to the point of washing the tires on his car before every road job. That was like a superstition that Bobby had.
Really?
It would be there coming up to, get ready to go, and here he is.
Well, hello, folks. This is Nancy Ladd, and you've tuned into Nancy's Place, heard on WERE 1300 AM, Cleveland, Ohio, and WALN 92.1 FM out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Stay tuned, folks. We have a very special guest in the studio, and we're going to spin the best in polkas and waltzes, so stay tuned.
Sunshine follows you. Everywhere you go, skies are always blue. Children love you, they seem to know. You bring roses out of the snow. The whole world says hello. Everywhere you go.
And now it's time for Nancy's Place.
That's right. We're here at Nancy's Place, and thank you for tuning in. We have a special guest in our studios. Today we started off our show with Everywhere You Go, the Mis-Tre Band, and we have one of the fellows that helped to make up the Mis-Tre Band. His name is Dave Wolnik. Hi, Dave.
Nancy, how are you? But it's time for a break. You know, drummers like a lot of breaks, and we just played one tune, so I'm ready for a break.
Well, you're talking on your break. Isn't that how they do it?
Okay.
See, there you go. Well, it's great to have you here, Dave.
It's great to be here, and that brings back a lot of memories with Joey and the boys, Louis Trebar, Willie Straw, Coball. That was great.
How long did that band actually last?
9 years as a Mis-Tre band. The first year was actually started out as the Joey Misculin Orchestra, I guess, and then Trebar came aboard, and Buddy Kummel originally started on drums as they, just to put a thing together, and then the Mis-Tre band was formed. I would say 9 years from first to last.
And that was in the 80s, right?
During the 80s, and it originated at Joey's bar. They're on 2.
A lot of things.
Take it from me, Frank Yankovic. Don't touch that dial. Stay tuned.
And that was My Alice Waltz. And we listened just a moment ago to the Milwaukee Polka, and then what a beautiful waltz, the My Alice Waltz. What do you want to tell us about that, Dave? You played on it?
You know what? A lot of people probably don't realize this, but yes, I play drums on that tune, My Alice Waltz and Jazz Time Polka, and Norm Coball was the sax player. And I'm not exactly sure because I don't remember. I think Joey Misculin played bass.
Oh, wow.
But I'm not really positive about that. But yes, I played the drums and Coball played sax.
How was it playing with Vadnal?
It came up, he wanted to do something quick for Walter Ostanik's album, with Walter and Friends. And
right.
I did a little thing with Gaylord Klonick. And the big thrill of that, beside the recording with Johnny Vadnal, was also recording with Frankie Vadnal.
Oh,
and
wow.
To me, that was the greatest thing.
I tell you, it's really special. And that was one called Kenny's Polka. Well, any good tidbits about that tune there, Dave?
I believe I was on that one, too, along with Norm Coball and Joey on the bass, and Walter Ostanik, Gaylord Klonick, and that was recorded the same time, the same day that the Johnny Vadnal.
The Myalis?
Yeah, right, and that was for Walter's album with his friends. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, man. You said something about the ending of that song, too.
Okay, while we were playing it, the second part, when we went back in the first part, I was looking at Joey Miskillen, and he kind of nodded to me, and I knew exactly what he wanted, and that was that afterbeat, the tag, right at the end of the tune. And we put that in, and it came like clockwork. It was great.
That was pretty neat. I can't believe how many musicians that you've actually played with and how many stories you must have. I tell you.
I could say real quick. I think, did I mention I played with 81 bands?
Yes.
In my time.
Yeah.
And as you were talking to me during the music here, that you play with some heavy hitters, and yes, I did. Kenny Bass and Yankovic and Vadnal, and you name it, and I've done it. And I feel very honored and privileged that they would ask me to perform with them.
Yeah, oh man, it's great to have you around, Dave. You have such a beat, I tell you. It's nothing like dancing to your stuff. You're so straight. You got all that stuff going on. You can do anything you want. It's really wonderful. And you know what? I want to tell everybody about what's happening Sunday, June 24th, which is tomorrow. And that's at the Slovenian Ballroom in Hermione, Pennsylvania. The music is from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m., and it's by Fred Gregorich and the Delphis and the Sam Pugliano Band, and it's only $6. Everyone's welcome. Polka fun for everyone. And don't forget that Sam has a polka party. It's Sam's Polka Party on 620 WKHB Saturdays from 11 a.m. till noon. We're going to listen to the Delphis right here, and then we'll talk back with Dave Wolnik, but here's one that they call Harry's Polka. Stay tuned and listen to what Dave has to say, because boy, he's been with so many different bands for so many years. As a matter of fact, how many years have you played, Dave?
I would say like 45.
Really? Wow.
I squeezed a lot into 45 years.
Oh, man.
I was a young whippersnapper, not knowing what I was doing, but yet somehow I managed.
Oh, man, I bet you there were a lot of people that sat around and watched you play, especially with the bands.
I could hear some of the drummers using things that I do, and I learned by what my idols are Al Tursic and Joe Strati. Now Al Tursic calls me his idol. So what a compliment, huh?
Yeah, wow. Oh, boy. How many different bands? 81 again,
something
right?
Like that. Well, wow. It just happened that I'm familiar with all the styles, and usually when I play with a band, I keep their style. I don't just hold, my own thing. I try to complement the band as if their regular drummer was there, and so forth and so on. Like with Vadnal, everybody has a different style, and I was fortunate enough to be able to play all those styles only because I was a very good listener when I was young, and I picked all that stuff up.
That's amazing. That's amazing to me that you can play Timko and then Vadnal and then Pecan and then, it's Kenny Bass.
Fedorchik now. And
Fedorchik now.
And Force of Habit a couple times, you know, and that's, I think it's good to do.
Yeah, it is, and it keeps you on your toes, I would imagine.
Well, you got 2 hands on your toes and your butt. Everything's working at once, so drummers should get extra pay.
There you go. Hey, you should. We're going to listen to Eddie Rodick off of That's My Style. This one is called The Mystic Waltz. We're back in the studios once again with Dave Wolnik.
Well,
Dave,
I thought
still
I was
away?
finished. I'm taking up too much of your time, no?
No, I
Okay.
love this. This is great. Thank you for stopping in.
So what do we have to talk about now? The finale, the king, the...
I don't know. What do you want to say? Do you have any
I'd
favorite
like
memories?
to, yes. You know, I'm sitting here listening to all this music, and, you know, I play with Cleveland's Polka King, Canada's Polka King, America's Polka King, so that must make me a knight, right?
There you go. Were you united? Or are you
No,
a sir?
I'm just kidding.
No?
You know, I have to tell you, just to save the best for last, what can you say about Frank Yankovic other than the guy, to me, was one of the greatest people and musicians, really, that I ever played with, and the most underrated singer. He's like the Frank Sinatra in the Slovenian field, you know, as everybody says. And I can remember, I don't know how many years ago, Eric, I think, was 3 feet tall when I first met him, playing Joe Zaccardi's blue pan accordion in Missouri. And I says to Frank, I said, "This kid's good, Frank." And now look at it, he's a big guy now, you know?
Yeah.
But with Frank, he took us places that I never even dream of going to, you know, like the Grammy, and we won the Grammy, and playing with the Eagles convention at all these fancy, ballrooms, and sharing the stage with people like Bob Hope and Rich Little and things like that. But as far as the music goes, that was the thrill of a lifetime, playing with Frank so many years. I'm not going to even tell you how many years.
Let me ask you this. You know, you've played with Frankie Yankovic. Now, do you think we'll ever have anyone even remotely close to him?
It'll never happen. Somebody once asked Joey to take it over and continue it, and Joey says, no, it's like Lawrence Welk. You will never, ever duplicate that style. You could come close, but it'll never happen again, ever. Because the guys won't travel that way, and Frank was known all over the world, city, coast to coast. When people at where I work, I say, yeah, you know, they heard I was a musician, and yeah, I'm in polkas. Oh, okay, I know about polkas. I said, do you ever hear Yankovic? Well, sure I did. You know, somebody at one time or another always heard of Yankovic, between, you know, parents and grandparents. And but it'll never happen again. People will go on the road, the bands will go on the road and do their thing, like festivals, but it'll never happen ever again.
Let me ask you this. If that'll never happen again, do you think we'll be playing in a lot of different places? Do you think polka music will be as big as it once was, or anywhere close?
It is. You go to these church festivals in the Midwest especially. Yes, the polkas will never die. They said that 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and they're still going strong, and I see a lot of young kids getting interested. You have to play the kind of music that the kids can relate to. In other words, that, you know, the up-tempo, good polka stuff, Slovenian style, the good butt-kicking stuff is what I call. And so you could relate to the younger kids, you know. And the old stuff, what I call grinder music, which I love, a lot of the stuff came from that, you know, today's polkas. But if the kids are going to listen and dance, they'll say, wow, we want to pick it up here. So that's my feeling. No, polkas will never die.
I don't think so either. It's going real well, and don't forget to check out polkas.com. We're going to play an artist right now. A little bit for our German listeners out there. We're going to play one called The Green Magic Land. This is Ray Young and Hank Haller.
know that in my heart I shall return one day. I left my sweetheart there, blue eyes and golden hair. We wandered hand in hand, green magic land. Though many years have passed, our memories will last. We know we'll be together soon, and though we're far apart.
And that was Hank Haller and one called Green Magic Land. Do you know where the Green Magic Land is?
Where?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. Maybe we
It has
oughta-
to be Austria or someplace like that.
Maybe. I don't know.
Good question.
Yeah, we'll have to
Trivia.
worry about that, and we'll have to think about that later. Well, you've played with a lot of different bands, and let me ask you one more question. It's not going to be real hard.
Go.
All right. Do you think that there's any one person keeping polka music alive, or is it all of us together
Right now,
right now?
everybody's got to pitch in and do their part.
There's no one person carrying it, right?
As far as the music goes, yes,
Yeah.
Mr. Frank Yankovic.
Well, that's true. That is true. Because
You
they're
know,
still playing his stuff, no matter where
Every
you
band,
go.
Every place I go, if we're with the double band or goes his hear music, there will be at least 1-2 Yankovic tunes from every band.
Oh, that's really great.
I mean,
What-
all over the country now.
Yeah, what a legacy. Oh, everybody knows where he is. All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming, Dave.
Thank you for letting me share the microphone in this beautiful studio. You know, I've never been in here before, and it's great. And I hope I didn't take too much of your time. You know, people like to hear music and not somebody talk. And I hope I put some, a little insight to what's going on in the world of drumming.
There you go. I do really, I really love the support, and
Appreciate it.
thank you very much for being
I'm-
there for polka music for all these many years.
I'm glad
And
you asked me.
Thanks for being there for me and Eric and everybody that's out there plugging away and doing their best
Well,
to keep
we're
going.
still doing it, and you have to do it. And like Frank would say, you have to put that smile on your face and never take it off while you're playing, because when people see the band smiling, they're going to have a good time. And thank you so much, and goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, Dave. Dave, you played with a song, with a band, and this is the Joe Fedorchik band.
Yes.
And this is one called Wonder Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I love listening to Joe Fedorchik. It's a different. Is it a little different than Cleveland style bands that are in Cleveland directly? He's got a little different flavor for him,
Joe,
right?
I want to tell you one thing. You hit the nail on the head. Joe has his own style. It's still Slovenian style with a little Slovak kick in it, but it's his own style, and a lot of bands can't say that today. And it took me about 2 weeks to train these guys when I joined them. No, that was just a little fun thing between the boys in the band. But no, Joe has his own style, and like everybody else, you have to have your own style. You're going to be a success. Thanks
All right.
again.